and they kept confusing the name, and I realized I was doing it too. They were calling it Hammer Still, Hammer Smith,
Oh,
Hammer Springs, and I was like, okay, we need to change the name. And I again grew up in Colorado, so I grew up with Rocky Mountain Spirit and Spirit of the Rockies. So that was the name. I was like, well, we're in the Wasatch Mountains. We'll go Spirits of the Wasatch, and kind of decided that was a good name for the distillery. Uh, I brought in a consultant, and they basically said it's a good name for the distillery, but you probably want to name your product something simpler so you can do bar calls. But the Spirits of the Wasatch was kind of what we settled on for the name of the distillery. And then working with people outside of the state, I realized people didn't know how to pronounce Wasatch.
like
So I
we
started
talked
saying
about this before.
Wasatch like Sasquatch.
Right.
And that just kind of got married into the logo and the name. So that's where that came from. And then I guess I've been told I have a face for radio and a voice for print. So I wanted to do cocktails, but I didn't really want to be on camera. So I figured I'd just do the visual perspective with the Wasatch hand making the cocktail. So
I love it.
that's where we ended up there. But the recipes, I think my favorite is one that I kind of stole from a local restaurant called Cultivate. They did a cocktail called Booze and Bacon, and their version was using a vodka,
Oh,
and I switched it out for the barrel finished gin, and I like it a whole lot better with the barrel finished gin. But it's a great marriage of again, barrel finished gin, a little bit of maple syrup, some amaretto, uh, applejack, and then you finish it, garnish it with a candied piece of bacon.
ooh,
Yeah,
I love that.
and
Make me hungry and thirsty at the same time.
yeah, and initially when I always thought their version was missing something, and I was like, well, we should do it with bourbon because bourbon and bacon is an obvious choice, but with that and the maple syrup and all the other ingredients, it just got way too cloyingly sweet.
Oh,
And
okay.
the barrel finished gin had enough of the kind of whiskey bourbon notes, but it was still kind of adjacent to a vodka that it just really brought that drink together. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could honestly still do it with the bourbon and have people, have an option if they want something really sweet, they could do that. Otherwise, they could do the gin, and then even if you got people at the same table, they could both can order it, taste
Yeah.
each other's and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, I have a segment on the show. I call it the 5 count, just 5 random questions. Just answer as quick as the answers come to your brain.
Okay.
If you were on America's Got Talent, what would your talent be?
Ooh. I guess I'd probably play the tuba.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's funny. My friend is a music teacher and he plays tuba as well. And of course, on Instagram, all these different reels will come up. And one was tuba aerobics, and it was just amazing. I'll find it
Yep.
and I'll share it to you. It's good.
Yeah, so I did a post on Instagram. So if you want to see me in lederhosen, I did a April Fool's post about tuba aged bourbon. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I mean, sounds like something could definitely happen in the future.
Yes.
If you're a pro wrestler or MMA fighter, what would your name be?
Oh, um, I guess I could just go with Sasquatch, but I don't know if I physically fit the bill. I'm only 5'11", so I feel like I'd have to be taller to pull off.
No, they'll just bill you at like 7 feet, and then people be like, "Wait a minute, what?" And it's pro wrestling. You can kind of get away with a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that then. Yeah.
What are you nerding out on right now?
Well, I've been doing a ton of playing with the Amberana finishing. I've probably done like 15 test batches until we got to
Wow.
the final version. But what I'm kind of working on now, and it's one of these things where I really want to make it, but I don't know that I'm going to have a market for it, so it's
Right.
going to be difficult. But I really am intrigued by a amaro, and maybe a honey based amaro being the
Ooh.
beehive state. So I've been playing with that quite a bit, and just kind of experimenting with it. And there's a lot of cool stuff to do with the botanicals in an amaro.
Is Utah the
And I,
beehive state?
yes,
Did not know that. Wow. Okay.
yep, the industrious like bees.
I love that.
Yep.
Learn something every day.
And I guess if I said outside of the spirits world, I've just started my kids watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I'm going through that with
Oh,
them. So
I
yeah,
have not watched that, but I've heard such amazing things about it.
yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I can't remember when I watched it, a long time ago, and then yeah, just don't know how I ended up getting started with the kids. I think my wife suggested it, and we've been going through that. Yeah, those series now.
Well, I imagine watching it again, you're picking up on different things, but then also seeing it through their eyes, you're just like, oh, this is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Who or what inspires you?
Hmm. I guess the easy answer is my parents. I mean, they raised me. They I can't say enough good things about them. They yeah. My dad pretty much could do anything. He's kind of guy who can, yeah, build a house from scratch. He worked in construction.
Oh, wow.
He was a math teacher. He did everything, and yeah, really hope to be able to live up to that and kind of be able to tackle anything. And my wife is, I mean, that's kind of a cop out answer, but it's
Not at all.
in my case, I think it's yeah, yeah, definitely definitely accurate. My wife is so she was went deaf at 2 years old and
Whoa.
just overcome a ton of obstacles to get where she is. She's now the senior distinguished machine learning engineer at Upstart, and in her free time, she's working on a hand tracking real time sign language translation software with a startup that she's working on with a couple other friends called Deep Sign. She's just yeah, it's she's accomplished a lot, and she's kind of the impetus behind ending up running a distillery. So yeah,
That's amazing. I love every bit of that.
yeah.
And number five, what would you tell your 17-year-old self?
Ooh. Buy Amazon stock. Yeah. uh, but I guess more philosophically, maybe um, don't be so concerned about what other people think.
There you go.
But yeah,
I love that. I mean, you can tell yourself that at any age, really.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if people wanted to find out more about y'all, visit you guys, buy you guys products, follow you online, how can they do all the fun things?
So our website is wasatch.co. We're on Instagram, Spirits of the Wasatch, also on Facebook, Spirits of the Wasatch. And unfortunately, we don't distribute outside of the state of Utah.
Okay.
But we are the closest distillery to the airport. So if you ever have a
There you go.
layover in Utah, we're like a 10-minute Uber ride from the airport. And three of our products, the gin, our sourced vodka, and our coffee liqueur, are all in the state-run liquor stores.
Perfect.
Yep.
I love it. Well, Brent, thank you so much for your time. And I've been meaning to get to Salt Lake City for a long time, and you guys are definitely on my list of places I will be visiting.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for Brent for being on the show. Again, if you are in the Salt Lake City area, definitely head on over to Spirit of Wasatch. You are going to love their stuff and their venue. It is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get up there myself. When you do that, make sure to tag us and then follow us also on the social medias. It is Brewsers Pod. That is BREWSCRSPOD on the Instagram, the Threads, and the Twitter. If you want to send us an email, it is brewserspod@gmail.com. If you want to follow me directly, it is Rodie John. That is RODIEJON. Rodie John is the name on the Twitter and on Untapped. In case you want to find out what I'm drinking, maybe we can have a beer together. If you want to follow me on the Threads or the Instagram, it is official Rodie John. So until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.